Jennifer here from My Purpley Life. First of all, I want to say thank you to everyone who sent me their well wishes while I was sick. I am feeling much better now, so I can't wait to share with you all my decoration for week number 35. A couple of things I wanted to talk to you guys about. I did receive some new stamps, so I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about stamps since I will be using them for my decoration. And a lot of planner people out there don't usually work with stamps, so I'm gonna do a little bit of explaining regarding stamps. So let's go ahead and start off. This is the stamp set that I'm going to be using today. It is by Studio L2E. Kanani has a great shop, and she did design these beautiful stamps here that are perfect for your planner. Not necessarily a Filofax, but I am really excited to use this stamp set, and as you can see, they are clear. So I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about the difference between clear stamps and some other stamps that are out there. It has a really nice packaging, so it's definitely great to store it in this right here. And then here you can see it's clear, and it has these two clear acetate sheets which they are clinging on. So what before I talk about it, it is different from your usual rubber stamps that you may be used to. This is one from One Little Dreamer Shop. She has she makes great stamps as well and some other crafty items, so you might want to check her shop. I'll link both their shops down below in the info bar so you can go check them out. But again, this is on a wooden block, and the stamp is attached to the wooden block, so this gives you that something to hold on while you're stamping. And that's very different from these stamps here. These have been around for a while now, and there's also, so this is rubber, clear, and then there's cling. Now cling stamps are just like your rubber stamps, but some of them are nice that they have the writing there for you. But the thing with cling and clear stamps is that you need something to stamp with, right? How are you going to stamp it? You don't just stamp it like that. You actually need a hard surface like a wooden block, or what's called a clear acrylic block. So it looks like this. You can purchase this at any craft store, but it's just a block. Some have these curvy designs designed to help you, place your fingers while you're stamping, like so. There's also some just clear blocks, square. They're just a little bit thick. They come in lots of different sizes, lots of different types. As you can see, this one has some lines on it so that you can clearly see where you're stamping. Here's another one. It's pretty big, for example, big stamps like this. So what you would do, let me just move this out of the way, is that you get your stamp, you position it where you want it, preferably in the middle, and then to make sure that it really is sticking onto the block, you just want to stamp it down. You don't have to stamp it down on any paper or anything, but really press it down onto a flat surface so that everything sticks throughout. And then now you have what's just like your rubber stamp, is your stamp on the block here. And then again, you would just take your paper, let me just use this as an example, and then place it. You can use the lines to help guide you, and stamp as you would like a regular stamp. The thing about cling and clear stamps is that over time this clingy surface can get unsticky, and then they will not be able to stick onto the surface. Sometimes you can wash them under like soap and water, and that could help restore some of that stickiness. And then your last resort would to actually maybe use some double-sided tape on there to temporarily be able to stick it onto a stamping block like so. Same thing with clear stamps. They are clear. I have lost some of them because, especially like look at these are so super tiny. And I tried stamping with one the other day. I took one of these check mark boxes, but look at that, it's so tiny. You could so lose that. So you really need to be careful when you use clear stamps. Also, the thing with clear stamps is that they stain. As you can see, I did stamp with a green ink, so now it's slightly tinted green. It's not exactly clear. I did use this as well, which I'm going to be using today. But again, this is just a great stamp set. Appointment, bills, birthday, don't forget, errands, email, shopping to-dos, urgents, hydrate. I really got it for this because I'm such a bad water drinker. So I'm going to be definitely using this, and I wanted this check right here because it has 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, compared to my usual stamp that I use, the Muji checklist stamp, and it only has 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and it had the lines. I really originally was, when I wanted to look for a check stamp, I didn't want these lines, but I've just been using it for so long now. I think it's almost half a year I've been using this stamp. And Kanani now has these right here, but it is a little bit longer than the Muji stamp, so it takes up a lot more room. But you can definitely place the ink so that it doesn't cover all the lines here, so that if you wanted it shorter, you can definitely make that shorter. And then you have these without the lines. That's what I love. And then you have these if you only want to check 1 or 2 or so. And there's even a check stamp. So if you really are particular about the way you draw your checks, you can even stamp your checks now. That is so awesome. Let me go ahead. Oh, and another thing too is you want to avoid any dirt, dust getting on these clear stamps so that they don't lose their stickiness. So you kind of want to keep them in this clear acetate sheet, and then if possible leave them in the packaging so that it's nice, stored and clear and free of any dirt or dust, like so. Okay, well, I'm going to remove it because I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to decorate my week. I did do one page already so that it kind of goes smoothly, but this is my theme for the week. I really stuck to that whole vintage theme look again. I wanted to do something a little bit different, kind of like a modern vintage, if you will. I don't know. Let me zoom in for you guys here. But that's pretty much what I'm going for. I really have been wanting to use this beautiful tape here. It has like roses, birds, and some script in there, and some flourishings, and I really love that. And I love this teal damask. So I cut it in half and I used that there on the bottom, and then on the side here kind of wanted to go for like a gold look or like a bronzy-ish dark, so I went with this tape right here, and it looks just like a matte brown, but when you actually put it on the paper it almost looks like a matte metallic. I don't know, it's weird, but I really like it. And then I stamped it with the planet stamps using the check mark boxes right here, and I just went all the way down the middle like so, which is great because if you wanted to, you can write on this side. If you wanted to, you can write it on this side, but I usually write on this side, so I'm going to keep it that way, and then again keep this side for all my appointments and special events and things like that. But for me, I don't need lines. Lucky enough, I do write pretty straight, so I'm really excited to see how that's gonna turn out there. And I stamped it with this Versa Magic chalk ink. Again, my favorite type of ink to use is the chalk pigment ink to be more exact, and it is in gingerbread. And then for this side here, I didn't have a nice teal Tim Holtz Distress ink, so what I did is I kind of just used my Versa Magic turquoise gem ink, and I distressed it with that very, very, very lightly, because it is a pigment ink, so you don't really want the color to be that bright, but just to give it a little pop of color there. And let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I'm gonna do is pull out my non-stick mat. Again, you can get this at any craft store, but basically you want a surface so that when you're distressing, it's gonna kind of slide off. I'm gonna share with you guys what I mean by that. I'm just taking my regular Filofax paper. You can get this off the Filofax website. It is the personal size cotton cream. It's so funny how you guys keep asking me, but I mean, it's just the plain paper there. I'm not really using anything special. And then I am going to get my turquoise gem, and I'm going to use this tool here. It is called an ink blending tool, and then has a sponge here. You can definitely just use a makeup sponge if you will. If you have like a bunch of those, you can definitely use those as well. But the key is this non-stick mat. You can definitely use wax paper, I think would work, because you just want that slippery surface. Okay, non-stick surface. So I'm gonna go ahead and distress the edges here. Let's remove the cap here. Okay. And very lightly with the edge of my sponge, just dab it. Just enough to pick up the ink on there. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to start on the edge here on the top, and I'm going to go in swirly motions. I'm going to start here at the edge and very, very gently just circle it up and down right here. You guys see that? I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but that's that there. Again, I'm gonna pick up some more ink there and swirl it around. Make tiny, tiny little swirls. And pick up some more ink. Tiny, tiny little swirls. Just right on the edge of the paper. Same thing. And there you go. If you want, I can go in just a little bit more so that it just fades away. Pick up a little bit more ink. And there you go. Just like that. So now that's done. Gotta wait for that to dry a little bit because it is that pigment ink, but you can see how I just did that on the edges there. No bleed through at all in the back. So now I'm gonna just take this craft mat out of the way. so you guys can see how that looks there. Okay, so now let's go ahead with the washi tape. I am going to get my washi tape here. I want about that much because I don't want to block. It is going to be the beginning of September. So let's just take my scissors here and kind of cut it off at an angle there. And then I'm going to go here, flip this around, and just place it right there. And then trim the edge. Like so. And then I'm going to take my teal tape, which I've already pre-cut because I did use a strip of it here. So when I placed it down on my paper trimmer, I came out with 2 thin strips. So let's just take that and place this down. You want to be careful not to touch that while that's drying. Just gonna grab it right there at the edge. And then trim that one. There you go. Okay. And then I'm gonna put the brown stripe going down. And all the washi tapes I'm using today, I got, I don't remember. I think I got the one that I'm using right now, this brown one from Michael's. Most of my washi tape is from there. And I'm just going to go ahead and trim this right here. Okay, a little short, but that's okay. I'm not picky. And then let's go ahead and stamp. So let's get our planet stamps again. I'm going to be using this acrylic block right here by Making Memories. And so what you do is you peel this backing and then just remove the stamps off the sheet there, and then place them onto the block, the side with the grid on it. This is the clear side, and then here is the lined side. And I'm just going to place that right center there in the middle. I'll share with you guys why in a little bit. But these lines are going to help me stay straight all the way down. So let's take our gingerbread ink. Another advantage to using these clear stamps is the fact that they're clear. You can look exactly where you're going to be stamping, and it's great that these blocks have lines on them, so you can definitely see where you're stamping, versus this where you can't exactly know where you're stamping. This, I know if I want it precisely right in that corner, I could definitely do it right there. But I am going to stamp this stamp in the middle. Let's just keep it in the middle. Yeah. Okay. A little hard to do with the camera. Sorry you guys if you see my head, but it's gonna be a little off just so that I can see right underneath that washi tape right there. Okay. Just press. Release. Oh, I didn't grab too much ink, but that's okay. I'm gonna go ahead, and when I'm gonna stamp this again, I'm gonna align the stamps to the middle of the blocks here, so that way I can definitely see exactly that they line up. If you guys can saw that. So let's do it again. This time a little more ink. A disadvantage, kind of, not really a disadvantage, but something that's kind of bad about using clear stamps is that the image quality is not as sharp. Because it is like a plastic material, it doesn't really grab inks like rubber stamps do. So the image comes off a little bit hazy or softer. So you can see how I've aligned the lines through the middle of the squares. Okay, that came out a lot better. Let's do that again a couple more times. But what's great about using stamps is that, see, you can make it softer. If you want a softer look, you can make it darker if you want a darker look. So you can definitely play around with the stamps and just be creative with it. It's my little de-stressor for the day, and it's fun to do, and it's something that I do for myself, not for anyone else. It's just, you need a little bit of that me time to help keep you grounded. Okay, so there you go, give it a little jiggle. And then you want to clean this off right away. Again, I like using my baby wipes. You can use stamp cleaner or anything, but definitely make sure you clean it off right away so that they don't stain. I stamp it while it's on there. You can also take it out and then clean it with the baby wipe. That's fine too. Again, so you don't lose where it is. I'm just gonna put that back right there. And that's pretty much it. I've actually gone ahead and embellished it with some rose stickers that I found here. These are by Mrs. Grossman's. Right there. They look like this. They just come in a sheet. And I placed some roses. When you're using, I like to use stickers, I kind of like to put them not so much so that they're blocking what you're going to be writing. You want to be able to still have enough space to write. So I like to put them usually in the corners or here on the top where there's a little bit of space there. I like to put maybe like a bigger sticker up here where the note section is, which I don't usually use. I usually just write quotes up there to help me stay motivated for the week. I wanted to show you guys how I punched this out here. I got some questions about that. I have shown this previously, but what I do is I use my Repesco hole punch, and I just remove that bottom catcher there, that hole catcher, and I flip it around I don't like to guesstimate where the middle of the page is. I'm kind of scared about that, and I don't like seeing it through this way. So I just flip it around so that I could see the holes. And then I take my paper, I flip this around so that I could see the holes. And basically just place it through and find the holes this way. So that's basically what I do there. And that's pretty much it. That's my decoration for this week. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you have any questions or comments, please leave it down below, and I will see you all next time. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.